Disney has and always will be a part of our childhoods. We grew up with them and learned valuable lessons to help us grow as a person. Unfortunately, Disney has been known to be a huge giant corporate sellout, especially with its recent shows. They figured that the way to make more money is to follow the trend everyone is talking about, without putting effort, unlike Walt Disney's hard work in the last century. Welcome back to FilmShack. Today, we prepared for you the 10 worst Disney Channel animated shows. Number 10. Kick Buttowski. Clarence Kick Buttowski, voiced by Charlie Schlatter, aspires to greatness, though not as a ball player or a dancer or any of the professions that usually entice youngsters. Instead, Kick has his sights set on the noble career of Daredevil, and even at his young age, he's dedicated to mastering the craft. Superficial at best, Kick Buttowski is barely more than a hollow shell of action and adventure that offers very little substantial content to support its structure. The show is so unrealistic that kids probably won't even relate to Kick's unlimited free time, absence of responsible authority figures, and superhuman ability to withstand extreme blunt force trauma. What's more, they're bound to pick up on the varying degrees of bullying the show presents as comedy, and the prevalent potty humor does little to offset any of this negative behavior. Sure, kids don't necessarily seek out character or plot development in the cartoons they watch, but with so many choices out there for them, there's a good reason to pass this one by. Number 9. Future Worm.
Future Worm! Secret handshake?
Absolutely.
Excuse me. Hey, Future Danny. It's me. Your younger self.
Disney Channel has shielded away from animated shows as of late, which is unfortunate, since they've played host to a variety of amazing animated series. Kim Possible, American Dragon Jake Long, Gravity Falls. They tried in 2015 with Future Worm, a wildly imaginative series that follows the adventures of a time-traveling worm and a young boy. Surreal, hilarious, and sneakily sweet, this cartoon is insane enough to grab young kids, yet has enough heart to make parents like it too. All the explanation you'll get for the existence of a talking worm with superpowers in this show is in the credits, when we hear that Danny Douglas's life is changed forever when he's visited by a time-traveling worm from the future. Hey, maybe that's how he got that name. Anyway, that's the kind of dream logic you'll get here, with epic-ish quests through time and space, kicked off by situations like a desire for pizza with no anchovies, or a meal that will satisfy Danny's parents' desire for a romantic dinner. Sadly, the show failed to impress many, an unfortunate truth for many Disney Channel animated shows lately. It only received one season, 21 episodes. If anything, Future Worm is one of the most creative shows on this list. Number 8. 2 More Eggs.
Whoa! Welcome to Chunky Town!
During the late 90s and early 2000s, the brothers Chaps introduced the internet to Homestar Runner, a flash animation series that developed a cult following. The series was well animated and featured some stellar voice acting from the duo. In 2015, they were approached by Disney to create a series of cartoon shorts. 2 More Eggs would prove to be a less than stellar stain on the brothers Chaps' resumes. Not only were most of the shorts poorly animated, they were wildly unfunny and downright annoying. 2 things that the Homestar Runner series never was. Number 7. Snookums and Meat.
Where's the turkey, Snookums? What have you done with Mr. Gobble?
Sorry, who?
The Snookums and Meat funny cartoon show created by Bill Kopp of Eek, the cat fame, for Walt Disney Television Animation, debuted in 1993 as a segment of Disney's Marsupilami cartoon on CBS before becoming its own half-hour series in 1995, and each episode was composed of 3 segments. At a time when the Ren and Stimpy show was doing well on Nickelodeon, this similar show was made, presumably to try and duplicate its success. The end result lasted one 13-episode season on the Disney Afternoon, where it seemed even more out of place than Gargoyles, and eventually returned on Toon Disney before fading into obscurity. Only 2 comics were made out of it in Disney Adventures magazine. To those Disney fans who still remember it, the series remains divisive, some calling it a fun experiment for Disney to make something rather different from their past animated works, while others mock it as being Disney's poor attempt at cashing in on a competitor's hot property. Number 6. A Goofy movie. Goofy might be one of Disney's most enduring and beloved creations, but unfortunately, his major solo outing, A Goofy Movie, wasn't embraced upon release. The 1995 film, which features a few famous voices, including Wallace Shawn and Pauly Shore, focuses on the relationship between Goofy and his son Max, who have grown apart since Max has gotten older. To remedy this, Goofy decides to take his son on a fishing trip. To say the results are unsuccessful would be putting it mildly. Upon its release, A Goofy Movie fared poorly with critics, who maintained that children might enjoy Goofy's antics, but most parents will agree that this beloved character deserves better. However, this might be one instance in which Rotten Tomatoes' ranking might not be entirely fair. Decades after its debut, A Goofy Movie has become a cult film for millennials who loved it as kids. A Goofy Movie might not have gotten the appreciation it deserved back in the day, but clearly its time has come. Number 5. Chicken Little.
Chicken Little, what were you thinking?
Why would you put your town's safety in jeopardy?
How could you mistake a stop sign for an acorn?
But a big acorn level fly.
What did he say?
Based on the famous children's fable about a chicken with some anxiety issues, 2005's Chicken Little definitely isn't one of Disney's strongest efforts. When young Chicken Little thinks the sky is falling after getting knocked on the head by a mysterious flying missile, he warns everybody to get to safety, only to discover that the sky is completely intact and the missile was actually just an acorn. However, a year later, when the sky actually starts to fall, as Chicken Little discovers aliens are trying to take over the town of Okie Oaks, Chicken Little must prove his worth to the skeptical townspeople. Alongside his best friend Abby Mallard, Chicken Little must work to regain the trust of the town and save it from alien invasion. If Chicken Little is unpopular in Okie Oaks, it's nothing compared to how unpopular he was with critics. They decreed that Disney expends more effort in the technical presentation than in crafting an original storyline, making Chicken Little one of the studio's weakest animated films. Number 4. Buzz on Maggie.
I'm fly, the original, I'm fly, unpredictable, I'm nearly irresistible, and I don't even try.
In some average American city, there's an average garbage dump that is host to your average miniature insect metropolis. But make no mistake, the town of Sticky Feet will give rise to a rock legend that will be remembered for eons, assuming that she can keep her ridiculous impulses in check and not alienate everyone around her, that is. The Buzz on Maggie, 2005 to 2006, was a short-lived flash animation series that aired on Disney Channel. Created by Dave Polsky and directed by Dave Wasson, Time Squad, the show centers on Maggie Pesky, an energetic, pink-haired teenage fly girl who aspires to be a world-famous musician. Along for the ride are her best friend Raina Cartflight, her younger brother Pupert, and her older brother Aldrin. The series also came with an upbeat theme song performed by Sky Sweetnam. Though the show is now often regarded as so okay it's average, it was quite positively received during its initial run. However, despite high ratings in its home country, the series failed to gain an audience overseas and ended after one season, leaving it as one of Disney Channel's most forgotten animated series. Even Disney Plus doesn't have it, though at the very least, it holds the distinction of being Jessica DeCicco's first voice acting role as the titular character. Number 3. Doug's First Movie.
That's me.
Doug might be a beloved children's cartoon character, but apparently, his first feature film isn't particularly funny. Based on the Disney version of the classic Nickelodeon cartoon, 1999's Doug's First Movie features all of Doug's beloved characters, but none of its charm. In this particular adventure, Doug and his friends discover a monster living in nearby Lucky Duck Lake. Though they eventually befriend the monster, who they dub Herman Melville, after he tries to eat a copy of Moby Dick, his mere presence is a bad sign. Ultimately, Doug and his friends realize that Herman Melville was created by pollution and understand that they have to clean up the lake before it's ruined. Doug's First Movie earned dismal reviews, with critics excoriating the film for essentially amounting to a forgettable feature-length episode of the show. Considering Doug's First Movie was such a flop, it makes sense that a second one never materialized. Number 2. Pickle and Peanut.
Hey, did you get a new phone?
Yeah, buddy. It's a brand new smartphone. It does everything. I just made 3D models of us.
Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network are known for their supremely strange shows. Although Nick has seen a drop in quality in recent years, viewers don't normally associate Disney with insane animations, thanks to their family-friendly and conservative values. Perhaps this is why it's so shocking to see Disney Channel plugging Pickle and Peanut. Crude, bizarre, yet oddly engrossing, this show's unique mixed animation format complements its unpredictable, off-the-wall stories. The creators clearly hope to appeal to tween boys in particular, with content that's playful, lacking consequence, and unapologetically brainless to watch. Their conversations are the stuff of snowballing fart quips and likening the goo-covered P&P to ghost wieners. So if that's not the kind of thing you want to hear your tweens repeat, you might think twice about giving Pickle and Peanut a nod. This series is filled to the brim with gross-out humor and disgusting storylines. Many find the characters to be annoying, and the mixture of live action and animation can be downright unsettling at times. Number 1. The Jungle Book 2.
I don't ever want to see that girl or that village again.
Well, of course you don't. It's just us bears from here on out.
Yeah, man.
Sequels aren't always a good idea, and The Jungle Book 2 is a great example of why. Released in 2003, decades after its 1967 predecessor, the second Jungle Book film attempts to complete the story told in the first, what results in middling at best and dreadful at worst. Only the third Disney sequel to get a theatrical release, following Return to Neverland and The Rescuers Down Under. The Jungle Book 2 features some serious star power, with Haley Joel Osment and John Goodman as Mowgli and Baloo, embarking on a new adventure. Unfortunately, critics were less than impressed with The Jungle Book 2. According to their reviews, this inferior rehash of The Jungle Book should have gone straight to video. Sometimes you can't improve on the original, and clearly The Jungle Book 2 didn't do its predecessor any favors. At least the 2016 live-action remake is good. We would like to invite you to share your opinion with us. Do you agree with our list? Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notifications bell. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Bye!